Today's gospel shows Jesus' sense of humor. A Canaanite woman comes to him. Now, the Jewish community did not like Canaanites. In fact, they wouldn't even talk to them. They didn't even think they were Jews. So, when she asked Jesus' help, the disciples said, "Get out of here. We don't want you here. You don't belong." And Jesus, sensing what was going on, said, "I've only come for the people of Israel." And she said, "Well, help me though." And he said, "Why would I feed the dogs?" Which is really an insult. And she said, "But even the dogs get the scraps from the table." She was every bit ready for him. But he didn't do it to be sarcastic. He did it to teach his disciples a lesson. She is a Canaanite woman, but she's still a child of God. She belongs in the community. I am going to accept everybody. No one will be excluded. And I think that's where, sometimes we have to really listen to the gospel message, because when we try to exclude somebody, you don't belong, you don't belong, you don't belong. Well, if that's the case, I don't belong either. Because we are all people who need Jesus. So, when we hear of people excluding people and saying, "You don't belong here," we should really take an example from the lesson today. The Canaanite woman, who was the enemy, becomes a part of the community because she was welcomed. Also today is the feast of St. John Vianney, the patron saint of priests. He wasn't the brightest bulb in the world, but he was a good priest. So, we don't necessarily need bright bulbs, but we do need good priests. But we also need good lay people who will follow the example of John Vianney and be good pastors.
Thank you for joining us for this celebration of the Mass. This virtual Mass is broadcast to hundreds of people every day of the week. Over 100 years ago, the very first celebrations of the Mass took place on the second floor of the Glenview Public House. It's been inconceivable that 100 years later, we would be reaching so many people all over the world through this technology. If you'd like to support the ongoing broadcasts of OLPH's Masses, please go to our website, go to Give Central, and you'd be able to support the ongoing outreach of this virtual ministry. Thank you for your support. Most of all, thank you for joining us in prayer. God bless you.